Welcome to Paired Adventures. This podcast is intended for listeners 18 and older. It contains discussions about the consensual adult swinger lifestyle and may include mature themes and language. Listener discretion is advised.
All opinions shared are personal and for entertainment and discussion purposes only. This podcast does not provide professional, medical, legal, or relationship advice.
All activities discussed involve consenting adults. We do not support coercion, exploitation, or illegal behavior. By listening, you confirm that you are of legal age and choose to engage with this content. Hey there, sexy listeners, and welcome back to Paired Adventures. I'm Veronica.
And Philip.
And today, I think instead of just talking, because that's what most of our episodes have been so far, I think tonight we should play a game.
Okay.
So tonight we're going to do a swingers Would You Rather.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask some questions and I'm going to get answers from Philip, whether or not he would rather one or the other. Okay, so let's dive in. All right, Philip. So would you rather meet a couple online first or click instantly in person?
Instantly in person.
All right, and why?
I think that the online aspect of everything kind of, I don't know, it just draws it out a little bit. And it seems more like, I don't know, dating, but not really dating. Like it's 20 questions, but it's over a device. So you can't see the person's reaction. And if you say something in text message or in a group, it could come off not like it was intended.
Yeah, so like you have to kind of more like you're left reading into things.
Right, exactly.
You have to interpret tone, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard to tell if someone's being sarcastic or if they're being serious.
Right.
So I get that.
Yeah, I would rather just meet someone, have an instant connection, and then grow from there.
Okay, fair enough. All right, question number 2. Would you rather set super clear rules up front or let things flow naturally?
I'm a big believer in boundaries, so I guess I would go with set the clear rules up front. And the reason for that is so that everyone understands what my boundary is, and then I understand what their boundary is. And we don't cross a line without knowing that we are crossing it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think boundaries are important. I wouldn't say that you have to have like super strict boundaries, unless they're like a hard no for you or the other person. And it is nice to kind of let things flow naturally. So I think it's a good mixture of both.
Yeah, that's why it was hard for me to answer that at first. I was thinking, but I would agree. A little bit of both. I mean, I've got my hard nose, like protections required,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to change that boundary. But some of the other ones, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like let it flow, see
Mhm.
where things kind of fall out. All right, next question is, would you rather swing with close friends or total strangers?
Me personally, total strangers. And I think that's because, honestly, it really depends on the friendship. If it's a friendship that started outside of the lifestyle, then I would pick total strangers. But if it was, say, a couple and we met and didn't play, but we built a friendship and then playing with them, I think would be fine.
Okay, so it just depends.
I think it depends, yeah. There's just so many emotions that get involved with friendship. And if you have a really good friendship, why ruin that?
Yeah, that's true. And we generally don't play with friends outside of a swing community.
No.
All right, so would you rather talk for hours first or jump into the vibe quickly?
Jump in quickly. I am not a talker.
You really aren't a talker. I do tend to try to talk a little bit more to people before we jump into a play situation, but more because I just want to feel their vibe and like find out like if there's chemistry, if there's, that attraction there. Not only just like a physical attraction, but like a mental, more like a depth to the
Right.
attraction.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I feel like sometimes the conversation gets lost and then you get to a point where now you've probably talked too much, and the the possibility of playing is probably off the table. And not because of anything that was said, it's just because of time and how long it took to get to that point. So, me personally, I would just rather jump in.
Okay, fair enough. All right, next question. Would you rather host or be the guest?
I've always thought about wanting to host, and I want to open a club. So, I don't know. I haven't ever really hosted before.
I mean, I feel like for me, it could go either way, but I feel like at the same time, I feel like hosting would be so much pressure. And I mean, it's kind of like when you're like the kid and your parents are in charge of like getting your birthday party together and worrying about who's invited and who's coming and who's RSVP'd and all of that. Like you really don't think about it and you just get to enjoy it. But now that I'm older and I have parties and I'm worrying about like, okay, do we have enough food? Do we have,
Mhm.
who's coming, who's not coming? I feel like that's a lot of pressure. And sometimes I'd rather
Yes.
just go to a party.
Yeah, I would agree. Not being able to be on that side and host, I mean, I feel like we've kinda hosted, like, we've gotten hotel rooms and, like, hosted people, but not to the extent of what I was thinking, like a
Like a huge party.
right.
Right, and then if you are hosting, like, how much fun can you actually have because you're busy
Right, exactly.
kinda being the host and making sure everyone else is
Mhm.
having a good time?
No, I think it's whatever you wanna do, like, for me, I would just like to be the host and go around and kind of see everyone enjoying themselves in the environment that I created,
Yeah, I mean, that would be fun.
but, I mean, if I'm going out to want to have fun, yeah, I wouldn't want that kind of pressure.
Okay, alright, so let's go into some more awkward but funny
Mm,
questions.
okay.
So, would you rather misread signals or have someone misread yours?
Neither. I mean, what would you say to that?
Uh, I feel like neither too, like, I mean, I feel like either of those are gonna be uncomfortable, right? I mean, if you think someone is giving a signal that's not accurate and you misperceive that, like, that's gonna be a little embarrassing, but then
Mhm.
also, if someone is misreading your signals and, they're, like, trying to pursue you, but you're, like, saying in your head, you're like, "No," but you're coming off in a different way, then that puts you in an awkward situation as well, so
Yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna go with neither on that one.
okay. Let's see. Would you rather have awkward small talk or overly confident flirting?
Overly confident flirting. I'm not a small talk person, so let's just get right to the flirt.
Okay. So what about would you rather realize that there's no chemistry or realize that the rules don't match?
I guess I'm gonna go with no chemistry because then we could just cut it off there. But I was thinking if the rules don't match, I would know that up front too, and I would still cut it off. So no, I guess I would just rather know that there's no chemistry and move on.
Yeah, because that would really like, what I'm thinking is that would suck so bad if you are super attracted to a couple and you guys like, we all have, like, great chemistry together, and then you realize that they don't have the same rules as you or, like, they're they separate play, and we don't separate play, and they only wanna play separately. Like, that
Right.
would really suck to have, like, that chemistry and attraction, and then
Mhm.
we just can't, like, align
Yep.
in other places.
Yeah, let's just cut it off before we get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see what else. Let me think of another question. Okay, would you rather politely bow out early or stick it out and feel weird?
I
Oh,
guess
he's
I'm
thinking really
gonna
hard.
yeah, I guess I'm gonna politely bow out, and I've done that before when we've been in some group play sessions that have lasted, like, hours. After, like, an hour and a half, I'm like, "Alright." So, yeah, I mean, I guess that.
Okay. Would you rather pause everything if one person's unsure or talk it out afterwards?
Oh, no, pause everything right then. No, you gotta be on the same page, and your partner or whoever's in that room with you's gotta be sure, and they've gotta be consenting. So, no, we would stop everything, have a talk right then, and if someone's not feeling it, then we just stop.
Okay. All right, so let's do some would you rather questions about lifestyle choices.
Okay.
Okay. So, would you rather clubs or private parties?
I feel like for us, it goes between the 2. There's times that we wanna go to a club and enjoy, like, the dancing, the music, the atmosphere of the club, right?
Mhm.
And then I think there's other times that we just want a more laid back setting, more intimate to be able to talk and get to know someone. I think my goat would probably most of the time be more intimate setting,
So, like a private
like
party?
a private party. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I prefer a club setting. And my reasoning for that is usually they're set up more like a nightclub. So you kind of have all of the aspects of, you know, usually there's a live DJ, you have dancing, you have time to like mingle, um, things like that. Whereas like a private party is usually more of like at someone's house. So there might be like a room for dancing, but it's not, like, on the scale of, like, a nightclub
Right.
where it feels more like a night out. It feels more like a house party where you're just going to someone's house and
Mhm.
you just have the option to have sex.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it really just depends on the vibe of that night.
Yeah, and
And
I mean, for me, when we go to parties or we go out to participate in swinging, like, that's our kind of like our date night, so I really try to, like, go to a club because I want to dance and I wanna have
mhm.
a good time outside of just what we're gonna do in a bedroom.
Right. Yep. I agree.
Okay, so would you rather vacation swinging or local connections?
Can we mix the 2? Can we get a local connection and then fly to the Bahamas?
I mean, yes, that is an option, but I'm limiting you. Would you rather swing with people that you meet on vacation?
I think that would be awesome. Yeah, let's do that. Like, yeah, let's just go find some like Dominicans.
Oh, I do like the idea of vacation swinging. I like the idea of like going to like a new place and having a connection with someone. We've done that before where we have had a cruise and not even a lifestyle cruise. We've just gone like on a normal cruise and we've used SLS to put out like a hot date for when we're going to be in an area or like post that we're going to be on whatever cruise line that we're going to be on with the dates and just kind of like put it out there like if you're in the swinging lifestyle and you're going to be on this cruise like we would like to like meet you, have drinks, see a show, and sometimes not even to play, just to have like-minded people to kinda hang out with and
Mhm.
have some fun.
Yeah, I think vacation swinging that'd be my pick for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've done the local connections too, but I think that the vacation swing, it adds a little bit of an element
Mhm.
of, like
A little bit more spice.
yeah, I agree. Alright, so another question, boop, boop, boop. Would you rather soft swap or full freedom with consent?
Full swap, 100%. Um, I'm not against soft swap. It's just not really my thing. Like I prefer full swap. I feel like both of us honestly do.
Yeah, I feel like full swap is a lot more fun for everyone,
Yeah.
and there's just, like, a different element to full swapping, and everyone is involved, and it's just, like, a different dynamic. I mean, we did have I guess you would consider that a soft swap this weekend where I just played with the female,
Yeah.
and you guys, the 2 men in the room, kinda just observed and participated with their partner.
Right.
It was fun, it's just not our dynamic.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I enjoy the full swap. I think everyone being involved, bodies on top of bodies, just hot, heavy, fun.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so would you rather see your partner having fun or hear about it later?
I would rather see.
You like to watch.
Yeah. It's not like I like to watch. I like to see when you're enjoying yourself. There's a difference because I'm not the type of person that can just stand in the corner and sit there and watch like an hour-long play session, and that's not my vibe. But, like, when we're playing in the same room together, I get to look over and I see you enjoying yourself and your eyes are rolled in the back of your head and you're moaning and, you're arching your back and, like, scratching his back and all that. Like, yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. All right. I definitely would rather see it than to hear about it later.
Mhm.
That's just my preference. Like, I want to be involved. I want to be there when it happens. I don't I don't mind hearing about it later, like, especially, like, if you go out and you were to play separately, like, but I don't know if I would want all the details.
I mean, I enjoy getting the details. Like, I wanna hear that whoever you're with, like, laid it down and did their job right, but I would much rather witness it.
Yeah, I think also seeing it is, like, really hot too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun part of swinging for me is, like, we're doing it together as a couple, so doing it separate and just hearing about it, it's not gonna be the same.
Yeah. Alright, so real talk. Would you rather deal with jealousy once in a while or never challenge your comfort zone?
I think jealousy once in a while. Yeah, because if you're not challenging your comfort zone, then you're just stagnant.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think that jealousy is a normal, like, instinct and reaction, and it can come up, and it does. Even with us having done this for 4 years and being in the lifestyle, we still deal with certain amounts of jealousy and insecurities, so that it just comes with the territory. Um, it gets better as you go through and you communicate. The amount of jealousy that you experience is not often.
Right.
But it does come up, and so you just have to talk about it. But if you're not trying new things in fear of worrying about jealousy, then you're not gonna experience things that you may want to
Yeah,
experience.
you're not gonna get the full experience out of what you're looking for.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather learn through experience or research everything first?
I have to say I'm a little bit of both. I mean, I do a little bit of research, but then I learn best by doing. So I have to learn from experience, but I also want to know what I'm getting myself into ahead of time. So it's like riding the Fury 325 at Carowinds.
Okay. I
Okay.
haven't ridden it.
Oh, I have. That's a great roller coaster. But beforehand, I needed to know what I was getting into. So I watched the YouTube videos, like the first person view of the coaster. I feel like it's kind of the same. You got to research, but then experience it and learn from the experiences.
Yeah, so I'm kind of the opposite. I'm a avid researcher. I like to kind of know as much as I can know before I experience something,
Mhm.
just because I have anxiety. So that helps me to take some of that anxiety away because I feel more prepared. But the thing with that is, you can do all the research that you want, but experiencing it and researching it are totally different. And everyone's experience is going to be different. So, even with your example of watching roller coaster videos before you ride the roller coaster, the person that you watch ride that roller coaster might love roller coasters. And so they might have like a great time. And then you put Veronica on said roller coaster who doesn't care for roller coasters. And my experience, no matter how much I prepare, is not going to be a good one. Um, so even though I might research and try to prepare myself for it, my experience still might not be what I anticipated it to be.
No, I get that. Really, I think for me, I have to learn by doing.
Yep. I mean, I think that's fair too.
Yeah.
I research everything.
Mhm.
So would you rather be known in the community or stay completely anonymous?
I'd rather be known to an extent.
Like within the swinger community.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
like outside of that, do you try to keep
I mean, I keep my life separate from the swinging life, I feel like, but, I mean, I feel like when we show up to our local events, everyone knows who we are, and, I
Mhm.
mean, we do our best to walk around, talk, hug, shake hands, say hi. I'm not the one that just sits in a corner and, like, I don't want you to interact with me, I don't want you to know me outside of this world, like, I mean, I know a lot of people outside of the swinging community.
Yeah, I think it's important when you're in the swinging community to be known, in a way. Like you obviously like you're in this lifestyle with other people that are in the lifestyle
Mhm.
and you share common interests. And So you should want to make friends and
Mm.
connections.
I
I mean,
mean,
I don't think it benefits you to sit in a corner all night at a party and do nothing and talk to nobody because then, I
yeah,
mean,
why
why
even
even
go?
go?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. Would you rather answer curious questions or keep your lifestyle private? So this is for like vanilla people. So if
I
a
feel like
vanilla
we're
friend,
yeah, go ahead.
so like if a vanilla somebody that you know outside of the community is curious about swinging and comes to you to ask you questions, like would you want to answer those questions or would you rather just deny that you're in the lifestyle and act like you don't know?
I feel like we're advocates for the lifestyle. I mean, I advocate for it. If we have vanilla friends that want to know more, I'm happy to talk to them about it. But they've got to be receptive as well. You can't just be completely closed minded. Like if you approach us and you want to know more, we'll gladly tell you the pros and the cons of it. And we're going to tell you right away, like, don't even think about it unless your relationship is sound. But I feel like we've been approached both ways. We've had questions that were more like, well, kind of accusing us of cheating on each other instead of being really inquisitive about the lifestyle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And we kind of did a topic on that, like if it's cheating or if it's not cheating. So if you didn't catch that episode, definitely go back and listen to that because there's some good information in that episode there. All right, let's do some spicy ones.
Okay.
So would you rather be watched or do the watching?
I think I'd rather be watched.
So you have a little bit of exhibitionist in you?
Yeah. I mean, haven't you always just wanted to sit in the back of a movie theater and like get head and know that someone knows that you're getting it or receiving it, right?
Yeah.
Or like in a public place. I mean, yeah, it's a little risky, but I'd rather be watched. I feel like when we're in our moment and like we're feeling the vibe, I'll open the windows up, I'll leave the door open. Like most of the time when we put the rope up or we close the door, it's really for the other couple's comfort or yours. Like me, I'll leave it open.
No, I really prefer being watched. Depending on my mood, obviously. Like if I'm not really feeling myself or I'm having some insecurity issues, and obviously I might be like, you know what, like I just want this to be more intimate.
Mm.
Um, but generally, like you said, most of the time that we close a door or seek more privacy, it's because we have another couple that we're playing with that isn't as receptive to being
Mhm.
watched and they want it to be more private.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that there's excitement in the being watched.
Oh yeah,
There
you had people watching you last weekend through the glass door. I mean, a whole crowd of them while you were bent over, eating her out.
Yeah, so there's just something like very like exciting, thrilling to
I
being
think so.
watched.
Yeah.
All right, so would you rather chemistry hit instantly or build all night with tension?
Oh, let's see. Chemistry hitting instantly would probably be my preferred. However, I like the build up as well. I like the flirtation. I like the unknown, but I want to know that there's a connection and not 4 hours later find out there's not.
Right, so like you don't really want to like waste your time.
And I don't want to waste their time either.
Yeah. Like I don't say that negatively, but when you're going out with the intentions of like playing with another person, you only have like a set amount of time, regardless of whether it's like a house party or a club. Like at some point, those things are going to shut down.
Mhm.
Like they don't last forever. So you have like set a set time in which you're going to either achieve your goal of sleeping with someone or not. So if you say you have 6 hours that's available to you to, like, make connections and do something, if you spend 5 of those hours on one option that you think is gonna go somewhere, but then find out that it's not, then you've essentially spent the entire night and you didn't really achieve what you were looking to achieve.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it is better if that chemistry hits pretty instantly because then you know, even if I'm spending all this time talking and flirting, it's going somewhere.
Right, right, exactly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So, would you rather lock eyes across the room or have someone make the first move?
It's a little hard for me to answer because typically I'll point out someone to you to get your insight first. But I mean, I lock eyes all the time. I mean, I just think that that's kind of part of it. You lock eyes, and then if you're really like you, you can kind of see if the other person has some type of interest. And I mean, honestly, that's what happened with you and the girl last weekend. Is I locked eyes with her, and then I went up and started talking to her, and then I came to you and I was like, "Hey, like, come over here and join in."
Okay. Would you rather your partner lead or take the lead yourself?
I would rather take the lead myself, but that's not our dynamic. It's you have to lead in these situations. I lead in life, but you have to lead in the swinger lifestyle. And that's really because I don't know if we talked about it before, but it's like playing down to the comfort level of the least comfortable person, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for our dynamic, that makes sense. And there are times where, like last weekend, I wanted you to lead. I just wasn't feeling, maybe the word is confident. I wasn't feeling confident enough to kind of approach people. And I think it's like an ebb and flow. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm very like social and I have no problem going up to people and, making conversation or flirting and like kind of breaking that ice. And then there's sometimes where I'm just, I'm a little bit more reserved and I'll kind of like look to you and be like, hey, like those people over there, you go talk to them.
Right.
And like I kind of look for you to kind of break the ice and give me like an opening.
I think we work well together in that sense.
Okay, would you rather exclusive connections or new energy every time?
Both. I like having friends with benefits, but I think that even in those situations, like, there's always that want to explore other connections as well.
I feel like I would agree with that. Like sometimes it's nice to have someone that we've played with before because there's a little bit of like that familiar aspect
Mhm.
and kind of all the groundwork has already been done. Like you've already made a connection with them. You've already kind of like, what they like, what they don't like. You kind of already know what you're going into.
Right.
And it's not so much of the getting to know them and figuring out if you guys have the same dynamic.
Mhm.
Um, so like that makes it a little bit easier, where you're like, all right, well, I already know that we vibe really well and this is going to be a good time. But then there's also the flip side of that with the new connections because then there's excitement to that. There's, you've never been with this person, they're new, like you're getting to know them. There's like that flirting that happens in the beginning, just like when you start dating. Um,
Yeah.
a new person, like you have like that flirtation and the excitement that's there. So I think either way is really good. I don't have a preference between one or the other, but one way is a little bit more, I guess, like comfortable.
And it's good to have that comfort, honestly, because once you can get comfortable with, like, another couple, then, like you said, you know what they know what you like, and you can have a little bit more fun, and you can get closer to, I guess, the finish line that way. But with new people, there's there's just something. I mean, it's hot. I mean, it's still hot with the couples that you have a connection with. So I don't know. It's a little of both, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. So the next question is, would you rather recognize someone you know or realize that they recognize you?
I'd rather recognize them because then I know that I'm not going to go spread other people's business. But if someone recognized me, they might want to go and spread my business without my consent.
Yeah, and I think that's a good topic to talk about a little bit, like respecting like the confidentiality part
Hmm.
of the swinging lifestyle. Swinging is still considered pretty taboo. even though it happens way more than you think that it does. And so the problem is that because it's so taboo, there's so much like backlash to it. So like you don't necessarily want your boss to know what you're doing.
Right. In the swinging community, there's a lot of professionals. I mean, we're talking doctors, lawyers, professional people, school teachers, all of these things that if someone found out, there could be real consequences and really for no reason at all because they're not bringing it to work.
Yeah, like that, just like to use it as example, like, a few years ago when that teacher, she was doing OnlyFans,
Yeah.
and then somebody found out that she was an OnlyFans model, and she ended up, like, losing her
Well, she
job as
was
a
an
teacher.
OnlyFans model and she was an elementary school teacher. She wasn't even a high school teacher.
Yeah, but somebody found out, and so she lost her job, and,
Same things happen with police officers. I mean, so many. I just don't think it's right. If you're not bringing it into the workplace, it's none of their business. But unfortunately, people make it their business.
yeah, and I think that, like, the being you know, having a sense of confidentiality, like, even the parties that we go to, there's, like, strict rules about videoing and taking photos, and there's only certain places that you can actually take a photo. You're not allowed to video, I mean, it's just about, like, respecting other people's privacy, like, I wouldn't want to run into a coworker, if I had any, but I wouldn't wanna run into a coworker at a party and then for them to go and tell all my other coworkers that they saw me at a party,
Right, exactly.
which, I mean
They'd be implicating themselves, but
right, exactly.
regardless, it's your business to tell and not someone else's. So I would rather recognize someone else because I know that I'm not going to spread their business. I'll be like, oh, hey, what's up? And it'll be the end.
Yeah, I mean, I
But I
agree.
don't trust a lot of other people to be able to show that same respect.
Yeah. But that just goes back to, like, the kinda world that we live in and,
Mhm.
everyone's out for themselves, so, um, yeah, but, like, just respect people's, like, privacy. Like, you're all there to have a good time and, going and telling someone else's business is not really right.
No, I don't think so.
Alright, let's see if I can come up with another one. Okay, what about this one? Would you rather feel powerful or feel desired?
You you keep asking me these questions that I just want to say both. I would say, I mean, doesn't everyone want to feel desired in some capacity? But I mean, I also feel like I'm a little bit more dominant, so I kind of like the power too.
Okay.
But I guess if I had to choose one or the other, I would go with desire.
Okay, so you'd rather feel desired. Okay. So for this question, I would agree with that. Now, the next question is, would you rather be dominant or submissive?
Oh, dominant. What about you?
I feel like it can go either way. So I feel like when I'm in a situation when we play like with other men, I feel like I tend to take on a more submissive role. But I feel like when we play with other men, I am more submissive. But when I play with women, I feel like when it's a girl on girl situation, I tend to be a little more dominant.
Hmm. I agree.
And don't ask me why. I couldn't tell you. But I feel like that's just the dynamic. I tend to be a little bit more dominant when I'm with a female. And when I'm with men, I'm more submissive. I'm even more submissive with you.
Hmm.
Although I do tend to have a little bit of a brat
No, you're
quality.
you're 100% a brat, but you've been a good girl lately.
You're going to get yourself in trouble. All right. Well, I think that that's it for today. I can't think of any other questions. But if you guys want to submit some questions for us and we can maybe do another Would You Rather, you can reach out to us here on Spotify by leaving a comment. You can also find us on Instagram. We are paired_adventures on Instagram, and you can follow us there. We post little videos of our episodes. We do share some spicy photos from time to time, and we're learning how to do some clips for episodes. We're still pretty new at all of this, so bear with us, but eventually we hope to have some clips and some more content to post for you guys. And if you guys have questions, or any suggestions, feel free to send us a message. We love hearing from you guys, and we would love to talk with you.
Don't forget about our TikTok.
Oh, yeah, we do have TikTok as well. What is the TikTok handle?
Just Paired Adventures.
Paired Adventures. So we're on TikTok, so you can find us there. Those are all different ways to reach out to us and to ask questions, get to know us, and find out what we're up to.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Until next time,
All right. Stay adventurous
stay connected.
and always keep it paired.
Bye.